to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone's in the back seat! Tell me where you are, John!
Wolfman's got Nards!
Hi guys, my name's Barry and welcome back to the channel. I've watched the Scream 6 trailer a number of times, numerous times, just to see if there's anything else that I've missed or anything that makes me think that the movie goes in a certain direction. There is a few things that I've noticed that I didn't notice the first time, and I've taken some screen grabs of some of the important parts. I've missed out some of the parts where we've already spoken about, or it just doesn't need to be spoken about. So before we begin, there is going to be spoilers in this video. Now obviously I've not seen Scream 6, so what I'm saying might not come true, but there are some screenshots that you would only see if you stopped, paused it and screenshot it. So if you're not that kind of person, then maybe don't watch the rest of this video, because there will be things that you don't want to see that I'm going to show you, so maybe look away. If you don't mind and you only love the speculation like myself, then just continue on watching and we can discuss it together. So in the first scene we've got Sam and Tara running into what is probably the closest store to them, as Ghostface is chasing them out in the street, and they make their way into this store here. Now they're talking to the clerk saying we need help, until Ghostface busts in. You see at the bottom right, this is probably nothing to do with Ghostface himself, but at the bottom right of this image you see, do not serve this man. It could be a random person, it could be one of the producers of the movie trying to get their face into the movie, but can you imagine this was actually Ghostface and it showed us at the very beginning? I don't know if this is going to be the beginning of the movie, because obviously they're knee deep in being chased by Ghostface, so this could be a scene later on in the movie. You also notice that Sam and Tara are wearing the same clothes throughout most of the trailers that we've seen so far. They're wearing the same clothes in this one as well, so it's probably on the same day. There's always one guy in a store who maybe won't stick up for the people that are there, but won't like to be looked down upon by anyone, depending on, regardless of who it is. And when Ghostface comes in, the reason I'm showing you this guy is because when Ghostface comes into the store and this guy is talking to him, they look about the same height. Maybe Ghostface looks slightly taller than the guy here. Now, I'm not normally one of these people who thinks it must be this person or this person because of the height of Ghostface, because we all know, or especially people who have watched Scream since 1996, we all know that the Ghostface killer is 9 times out of 10 played by a stunt person, so the height never matters, the grunts never matters, the hand they use to stab people don't matter, none of that matters when it's Ghostface. That is a standard trope for the Ghostface killer. It's always played by a stuntman. That helps the producers and the makers of the movie hide the killer, because if you've got a small killer, then it makes it obvious of who it is, you know, so they don't tend to do that. But the only reason I showed this is because they're showing the Ghostface killer standing up to this semi-tall guy, and they're making it known that this isn't a small Ghostface, they're making it known that it is a tall Ghostface. So that's one of the only times that they maybe use it to show the height of Ghostface. I'm loving the look of the deteriorated mask. We will talk about that more as we go through the breakdown, but I just really love the look of this mask. I like it in this shot as well. I like how it shows that Ghostface is only in the store for one reason, or two reasons, and that is for Sam and Tara. You can see the people in the background running out the store. He doesn't want to chase them, he actually sees them as well and lets them go, so he's not after them. He wasn't even after the baldy guy, he wasn't even after the clerk, but if anyone stands in his way, he will kill them. And here you see the clerk standing in his way with a gun and he goes to shoot him. Now when you see Ghostface just about to get shot by the shotgun, it does do a cut take. It's not actually one scene, it gets cut because you can see Ghostface has got really quick reflexes, if that's the case. So maybe there's something within that cut scene that they don't want us to see in the trailer. Unfortunately for the guy, he's too slow. Ghostface takes his shotgun off him, and for the first time I believe he uses a shotgun. And then we cut to the rest of the scene where Sam and Tara are hiding from Ghostface. There's not many places they can hide, to be honest. They're just telling each other to be quiet as they're walking over or crawling over glass. Not sure how that scene will end, because how they're going to get away from a Ghostface killer with a shotgun. Could this be one of the last scenes in the movie. Not much to say about this scene, I just really like knowing that, or they will remind us a couple of times throughout the film that it's set in New York. I don't know who Sam is talking to in this scene. It could be the killer that she's talking to, but she's talking to someone. She's letting out some of her feelings. She's got her jacket next to her, the jacket that she wears throughout the trailer at least. I really do like that radiator. It's a really beautiful radiator. I wish I had something like that. I love the colour combination with the gold and that kind of bluish turquoisey couch. This is a strange one because this is obviously an image of Sam holding the Ghostface mask. Now it looks like the deteriorated mask that we saw in the store, and she's wrapping it up in her jacket almost like she's trying to hide it, and she's got blood all over as well, so something's obviously happened. If you look at this one as well, she's got blood over her top. So it could be the ending of the film, because it looks like one of those scenes, you know, you get a feeling of the look and the feel of the end of a movie. This looks like the end of a movie, or it could just be a scene near the beginning. I don't know, but it does look like a strange scene. She looks like she's up to something. I'm not sure about this one. I don't know what to think about it, to be honest. Is she trying to hide something, or has she defeated the Ghostface, taken the mask off him, handed it to him? Who knows? Next we cut to one of the buildings that the girls live in New York. It looks like a very fancy house. I don't know if it's maybe an apartment or a flat that they rent out rooms. You guys from New York will probably know more than me about that, but it looks like a big building anyway, in a house that's got lots of rooms that are rented out. So I think that's probably all they can afford, to be honest. I don't know who this girl is. I've not checked the IMDb for everyone's names, to be honest, but I don't know who this is. I don't know who the character's supposed to be. I don't know who the actress is. I don't know if it's maybe one of Mindy's friends that she's got over, staying overnight. Never seen her before. Looks like all the gang are in the apartment that we were talking about there. You see Chad's wearing a Blackmore University hoodie on there. Is Blackmore University a university in New York? Is that real, or is that just for the movie? But that's Tara, Chad, and then you've got Mindy, Sam, and what looks like possibly Mindy's girlfriend hiding in one of the rooms in the apartment. I like that shot of Ghostface. It was blurred out and then he comes into the forefront so we can see his face, and it looks like a newer mask and not the deteriorated mask that we saw at the beginning. We finally get to see Kirby in the trailer, and it looks like she is a police officer or FBI agent or something like that. She's definitely law enforcement. She's smiling as if you've came to her to ask her questions in her environment. You can see the guy in the background with the police badge on, and she looks like she's dressed to go out on the beat. I don't mean as a police officer, but maybe undercover. So it looks like she does work for law enforcement. Now we get our first glimpse of Gale Weathers. Another scene of Ghostface here. Do you know, every time we see Ghostface, regardless of what mask he's wearing in the trailer, I'm loving it. I'm loving the look of Ghostface in this. I'm loving the shape of the mask. I'm loving the deterioration of the old mask. I'm loving the gown that he's wearing. Everything about it is so good, and I love the posture of this Ghostface. This Ghostface looks menacing, even more menacing than the one we saw in Scream 5. This looks like maybe a random alley, or maybe somewhere close to where the shrine is that we'll talk about, and it says, "What's your favourite scary movie?" So this tells me that everyone in New York knows about the Ghostface killer, so maybe there's another Ghostface that's already done a few killings in New York, and maybe that's why Kirby is in New York as a police officer, because she's got the experience of dealing with someone dressed as Ghostface from Woodsboro. So she's moved to New York and she's got an assignment, because she does mention things like she's not seen anyone like this before. So it's almost like it's happened not just once to her in Woodsboro, but it's happened again, possibly in New York. In this image, I know that Gale is leading the way. She's getting into this place and she's telling them that this is a shrine, but that doesn't mean that she was the first one to know about it. It doesn't tell us that it's hers, but being a reporter, whether she's retired or not, she probably knows the ins and outs of some things. But it looks like all the gang's there, including someone behind Dermot Mulroney. Now, I don't think we ever see this person behind Dermot Mulroney up close. It looks like that person is intentionally hidden. Maybe whoever they are, maybe they become the Ghostface killer later on in the film. And you can see Kirby's not wearing her police uniform. She's not got her black turtleneck on, so she's obviously went home and got changed, or someone's contacted her again to say, come and see this. She's coming to investigate off duty or whatever. So this is the shrine. I will go through as much as I can in this. There will be things that I've missed. For example, in this image, you can see at the top left there, you can see a cinema seat. I'm guessing that is one of the cinema seats from the cinema that Maureen and Steve died. Is it Steve? Phil Stevens, sorry. Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett, when they died in the cinema, that looks like the seats that they were in. In this one, you get Dermot Mulroney standing in front of more shrine items. You've got at the left hand side, you've got a uniform from Woodsboro, I'm guessing. I don't know if that, do you know, that actually looks like Dewey's character in Scream 3, as in the guy who played Dewey in Scream 3 or Stab 3 and in Scream 3. God, this is confusing. That looks like his uniform, but you never know. It's possibly Dewey's or someone in Woodsboro. The one in the middle, I want to say it's Billy, but it looks, no, it's not Billy. Billy had a t-shirt on, didn't he? Don't know whose that is. Is it Stu's maybe? Yeah, maybe it's Stu's, because Stu was wearing a long sleeve, but it was more yellowish. So I don't know whose that is, to be honest. At the right hand side, you've got the mask that Sydney and her theatre buddies wore in the production that they were doing in college in Scream 2. This is when Gail mentions that this is a shrine. So this one, there's obviously a lot to process here. You can see at the left hand side, I'll try and use the mouse to show you. This side here, that's where Derek was hung up in the theatre. Do you know what? This actually looks like the theatre. Obviously it's not. But yeah, so this is the thing that Derek was hung up on in Scream 2. Now, that looks like Stab 3 possibly. The little clapperboard there. This outfit, is that, whose outfit is that? Is that Emma Roberts' outfit? Jill Roberts, sorry. Is that Jill Roberts' outfit? It looks like a masculine outfit, but I know that she wore some things like that as well. Can't remember, it's completely escaped my mind. That looks like the outfit that Billy Loomis's mother wore in Scream 2. That looks like Billy Loomis's t-shirt. Who owned the red jacket? Do you know, everything's escaping me right now. You can see all the Ghostface killer costumes up there. I don't know if that signifies anything, because you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Ghostface costumes up there. One being in a glass case. There's Tatum's outfit there. How does this person, is this person, do you know what? I think I've just given it away now, guys. I know who the killer is. Oh, let's go. Whoever, if these are the real items and not props to look like the real items, whoever's getting access to all this must work within the police department. Surely they've got access to police evidence. And this is all evidence, if it is all original evidence. So that would mean that Dermot Mulroney would be one of the killers, and if there's more than one killer, maybe Kirby is the second killer. It just came to my mind there. Obviously I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong, but how on earth has this person collected all this evidence if it is the actual evidence? There's probably a few other things that I've not mentioned, like this flag here. I think that's a flag from Woodsboro High. What else? Is that the TV that smashed on Stu's head? Don't know, but it looks like it. Here we've got Sam going up to the glass cabinet one. I don't know what the significance is to the glass cabinet one. You can actually see, oh yeah, the glass cabinet one's Billy. You can see it says Billy down there. So I'm guessing that says all their names. That's the names of all the killers in the Scream franchise, basically. And Billy is the one in the glass cabinet. That obviously signifies something, and that's why she's going to it and she's looking at the name, because that is her dad's. She's holding a bloody knife here. This looks like it's the same scene. Is that dry blood? I don't know how that would look after 20 years or so, or 25 years, or however old that knife is. Unless that's fresh blood, I don't know. Now here's a new kid here. I don't know who this guy is either, the little guy in the middle. He could be the boy that was hiding behind Dermot Mulroney in the shrine, but that remains to be seen. This guy here, he was on the subway with them in the first teaser trailer. I knew he was going to be significant because he looked like a significant character, so he is obviously one of the main characters. Not sure if he's just been added in there to be a suspect, but time will tell. This kid here, remember his face and remember his hair, because there's something later on in the trailer that I want to show you. I'm probably wrong, but I'll discuss it anyway. And there we go. There's Gale Weathers in a photograph. I'm sure I've seen that photograph before. People are saying it's Dewey, but it's clearly not Dewey. It looks like the boy in the last image, almost like that's her son. I know that she never mentioned she had a son, but maybe that's one of the reasons that her and Dewey couldn't work or whatever. Anything's possible in movies, anything's possible in horror movies. It could be her son. I don't know if they're getting a little bit too intimate for it to be her son, but he looks like the little kid from that image there. It looks like that boy. And if it is, then I would guess it's her son. If it's not him, I don't know who it is, because it certainly doesn't look like the guy that she's living with. So here we've got Gale Weathers on the phone to Ghostface, and she's just telling him that she's sick of this shit. And then you can see her partner, or I'm assuming it's her partner, coming behind her, and he gets attacked by Ghostface in the background, and Gale is oblivious to what's happening. The units and Ghostface appears from behind. You can see some of her awards there up on the shelf, which is quite nice. And Ghostface does his signature wipe of the knife. And again, I'm loving that image of Ghostface. I just love the look of that mask and the way that Ghostface commands the scene. And is this the scene where Gale dies? Will she die in this film? I think she might die. I'm not too fussed if she does die, unfortunately. I don't know why, but I think she might die in this scene. She's obviously shooting at Ghostface. He's not standing there, obviously, and then he kicks the door down and she's like, oh my god, and she fires the gun, misses. She looks like she's in an apartment because you can see the elevators outside there, and then what looks to be a stab towards her, so she could possibly die in this one. See, we've got Ghostface showing people some footage, and you'll see more of that in the trailer. Someone's done some graffiti there in the cinema. This one here shows me that it could be definitely, or it probably is, but I think it's two killers at least. You can see Sam's fighting off a Ghostface killer in front of her, and Tara's obviously looking at something or someone, so she's either looking at a dead body or she's looking at another Ghostface killer coming towards her, and the two of them are going back to back so that they don't get caught. I like this scene. This obviously looks like a scene like from before when you see the gang looking at Ghostface coming through their door. It looks like the same building that they're in, and they've obviously been attacked because you can see Mindy's all cut up there, so they're trying to get out onto the ledge. And I don't know if that is them going out one building and that's Ghostface at the other side already, because we do see Ghostface later on in this scene. I don't know who that girl is. Is that her girlfriend again? Probably. As you can see, they're very high up. In this one, you can see that the footage is playing at the side of Sam there, and that's probably the footage that we see in the cinema or the projector. I don't know where she is. It looks like she's still in that shrine area. Maybe that place where the shrine is where the finale is set. Almost like Scream 2. This is essentially a Scream 2 movie for the Radio Silence guys. So it would make sense if the finale was similar to Scream 2 itself. I think we're going to get a lot of nods to the original Scream 2. I know that Sam's talking to someone here, but it looks like she's a little bit crazy. I think maybe she will go crazy at some point. Doesn't mean she's going to be the Ghostface killer or the next killer, but she looks like she's went a little bit crazy throughout this trailer. Here we've got Ghostface again looking really good. You can see blood on the wall behind him, and he's got the knife with blood on it, so he's obviously stabbed some people, maybe slashed a few, and you can see the ladders there that Mindy was climbing on, so he's obviously killed Mindy's girlfriend, and he's out to get Mindy now, or he's going to pull that ladder off the ledge. This one here, I can't tell if that is the apartment building that they're in or the stage or where the shrine is, because when it goes to this scene here, they're still in what looks like the shrine, and Ghostface is there. So I think maybe the shrine area is, if it's not a finale, it's a very significant scene. This is one of the balconies in the shrine, as you've saw before, and it looks like Tara is about to fall. Don't know if she's going to fall to her death. I don't know if she's looking a little bit evil there as well. Maybe the two sisters are going to be the Ghostface killers, but she's getting that someone's trying to hold her up, and she's like, nah, let me go. I didn't even know that Flash Thompson was in this, and this is the only scene that I've seen him in. And here's the one and only screenshot that we get of Samara Weaving, so I'm guessing that she will be the first person to die in the movie, because if she was a significant character, I think they would use her more in the trailer. Because of her name, it's Samara Weaving, so she's not going to be a main character. I think the trailer confirms that, and this is the only shot we see of her, so she will probably be the new Casey Becker. Here we've got Dermot Mulroney on the phone, and he's got blood all over him, and you can see in the background, the only one I can make out fully is Charlie at the left hand side, one of the killers. Does this mean that he's not going to be one of the killers? Well, you never know. Maybe his partner has turned on him, and I mean his Ghostface partner, if he is the Ghostface killer. So yeah, I don't know. Who's that? I can't see it. It says Anne something. I don't know. Here we've got Chad being attacked by the Ghostface killer, and you can see in the wall you get stab 3 and stab 2. I hate it when they do that. Why don't they do stab 2 then stab 3 and not the other way about? But is this the end of Chad? Is he going to die here? Here we've got Sam falling off the balcony. That it looks like that was the same balcony that Tara was falling off of. Is it a case of Sam's the Ghostface killer? She helps Tara up. Tara finds out she's the killer. Tara throws her off. Who knows? But I don't know if she dies here. I think she obviously falls down. She's hurt. And that's when she stands up and she sees the video footage from previously. And this is just the subway scene that we saw in the teaser trailer that we got last month. I think the only difference is you get a better shot of the Freddy Krueger guy with a really bad red tape to make his top look like Freddy Krueger. I also think that the Ghostface costume looks really weird without the hood. And then finally we get a shot of Ghostface slashing someone in the street. That street looks exactly like the street that Samara Weaving was in. So this looks like it's probably the beginning of the movie, which makes sense because it's quite cool showing the beginning of the movie at the end of the trailer. And that's my breakdown, guys. Just some things that you might have not known, some things that you might have missed. But what I take from that trailer is Samara Weaving is the first victim. Kirby is a police officer, or she's at least working with law enforcement. I think that there's been Ghostface killings in New York prior to Sam and Tara and their friends going to New York, and it's just continuing on. I've just got a funny feeling because obviously everyone knows about the Ghostface killer in New York. It couldn't just start happening and all the graffiti etc. when they come. I think it's happened over time. Also, someone has got access to evidence. So all those things in the shrine, I don't know if maybe Gail owns that or whoever owns that, all those things is a bit obsessed. So I don't know who owns that. Whoever owns it is probably the Ghostface killer. But whoever owns it had to have access to it at some point. So it has to be someone in law enforcement or someone in the media. It's the only explanation for me. So that's the main points that I get from that. Other than that, maybe Sam looks a little bit fishy to me. She's maybe up to something, or she becomes a little bit crazy later on due to Billy being her dad. But that's what I've taken from it so far, guys. That again, some of it might be very spoilerific, some of it might not be. Some of the things that I'm guessing might be completely wrong, but I could be absolutely right as well. But if you've noticed anything that I haven't noticed, or if you didn't notice it but saw me talking about it and you wanted to discuss it, leave all your comments down below, guys, and we can have a little chat about it. And as always, thanks a lot for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.